Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Bowles.
She'll probably be late.
Trustee Brown.
Yes.
Trustee Burgess.
Here.
Trustee Young.
Here.
Supervisor Dapper.
Here.
Clerk's here.
Okay, if we can stand and do the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll let you get your hat on before I start.
So polite, so polite.
Now, everybody, there is cookies and fudge that I made, so help yourself. Okay, minutes of the scheduled meeting of November 21st. There you find a new agenda. It was written wrong, the first one in the packet, so we did another one that's on the table that listed it as the 21st. Are there any corrections that anybody saw?
No, I didn't see it.
What's on the table? What's this? Something you didn't see any?
It's page 2 of 5, section 3, right at the top, general assistant. One, two, three, fourth bullet, supervisor number 1342.93. There's a dot, there's a period right before. Under the title, the amount of emergency assistance. And to give the numbers.
Before the dollar sign on
Before the dollar sign.
1340, there's a period there.
Yes.
Just remove that. Is that
If you can just move up senior committee update, well, just the gap, the space.
Sorry, I'm still not with you. Help me out again.
Yeah, he's sure.
Okay.
We want you to speak louder.
Those spaces, just take this whole, those spaces, gaps here.
Remove this period.
Yeah, and then we can just,
Okay, we're removing the period
just,
on the fourth bullet down before the dollar sign. And then he wants the gap between general assistance and the senior committee to be
That's
put up
correct.
one line.
that's correct.
All right. Okay, anything else? See none, is there a motion to approve the minutes as corrected?
So moved.
Moved by Maurice, is there a second? Second by Debbie. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Brown.
Yes.
Trustee Burgess. Trustee Young.
Yes.
Supervisor Dapper.
Yes. Okay, we have public comments. No public comments. Supervisor's report. General assistant report. We had 15 intakes, 15 applications, 0 flat grants, 0 other aid, 9 came in for pantry, 3 denied, 9 pending, 0 terminated. We have still 6 on GA. We spent $980 for general assistance, $2,121.91 for emergency assistance, for a total of $3,101.91 for the period of November 16th through December 12th. Senior committee update, we had a very, very nice senior party on December 3rd at the University Park Golf Course. Everybody there really enjoyed it. And we have some pictures here that will send them around. And they had a guy who came in and sang Christmas songs and smoothed up all the seniors, and so everybody was you know, had a really nice time. And the lunch was a nice little brunch, so it was a breakfast brunch, so it was nice too. Well, the next is the Valentine's lunch, which is going to be here at the office on February 13th. For correspondence, we've got just up here, received something from the Veterans Assistance Commission, just saying that on January 13th, they're having an affair, a Sarah Holiday open house. And if anybody is interested in going,
What day is that?
I'll just have the card.
Oh, Mark will be there.
We will have a whole accounting in January, but let me tell you what we did for Christmas. For our Santa Sack program, we helped 124 families. That's a big undertaking. If you'd been in this room on Monday or Tuesday, you would have seen presents and food all over the place, because we packed baskets on Monday, and you know, they sorted presents on Tuesday, and so I mean, it's been an ongoing project, and it's been very smooth this year. Willa, of course, we have to give Willa. David, I want to thank David and his crew,
Yes.
because they pick up donated foods at schools and churches, collect for us, so it's really an immense mental.
Oh, we had to pick up our toys for Tots.
Right, it's just amazing, so it's really, really helpful. Thank you, David and crew. Also, we hired Shirley and Shaquille Lathan, and they, so probably from right after Thanksgiving up until the time we were giving things away, they worked steadily, and they were one of the reasons that Willa wasn't quite as stressed as some years. And it's because they got the presents and they sorted them, and and if you notice now, all of this food is gone, all of these toys are gone, they're all back up and added.
On the shelves, not gone, on the shelves.
On shelves, not gone, on shelves. That's sorted and put away,
Yes.
which is just amazing from where we were just the other day. It's just amazing. So it's a good job, really, really good job on that. And helping 124 families is really a blessing, because not only do we give a food basket based on the size of the family, if you have a bigger family, you get a bigger food basket. We also give every mother and father a gift. We give every teenager 13 on up a gift. And then every child that was 12 and under got 4 gifts this year. So that's just in itself is amazing. So we'll have a full report on that in January, once we've had a chance to take a breath. Okay, Bobby, clerk.
Did you forget something? You also want to thank this other trustee that gave 12 seconds of fame, right?
No, we weren't going to bring.
Oh, she said louder. Yeah, I think the supervisor also want to thank another trustee for 12 seconds of fame.
No,
And who was that trustee?
No, I want to tell you that on Monday and on Tuesday, I was here working all day. Bobby was here all day on Monday. Terry came in around 1 o'clock. She had family obligations. And then after we were all done.
Almost.
All done.
Almost done.
And Maurice comes in and says, "Here, can I get my picture?" So we have a picture of Maurice with a very cheesy smile, which I already said we are not putting in the video because he did 12 seconds of work.
It's the 12 seconds that means the most.
But we appreciate you stopping by.
Look at these pictures to see if it's
And-
like it's more than 12 seconds.
And the rest of them are seniors, and the other helper pictures are on the bottom. Okay, clerk's report.
The only thing I have, we filed the letters for both the big road district and the township with the county clerk's office.
Okay, great. All right,
So,
thank you. Highway Commissioners report.
Snow, wind, little snow, but a lot of plowing. And the wind picked up and the snow just kept blowing and blowing, and we had to keep on plowing and salting, and it's been a little bit of a challenge for the little bit of snow we had. I said I just don't have a 10 or a 15 incher in this little stuff, but anyhow.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Years ago, the township used to put up snow fences.
That's right.
And I was wondering, like, especially along Highland.
That's right.
You know, and that's what I really remember, and it
Yep.
really does keep that snow
That
from
does.
blowing all the
Yep.
time.
You got to get a range. You got to get out in the field far enough to keep it off the road. And nowadays we got a lot of it's a hassle to put up, a hassle to keep up.
Okay.
I was planning on doing some at least on the corners, but I never did that this year. But the biggest, of course, I'm a farmer. I know wherever there's a soybean field, watch out. You got corn stalks. There's not near the problem. So there's a lot of soybeans planted now. That one over there, what you're talking about, that's a wheat field. That's even worse. That just sucks everything off of there.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes if you get enough snow, you can make a place for the snow to. You can go out a ways on the other side of the ditch and lay out a windrow. We can have enough snow for doing that, you know. So, but we're keeping up. I slipped a little bit this morning, but it's all. I didn't have too many complaints.
Good. That's
Just one, and I'm working with him.
Did you talk to the guy that came in here about a mailbox problem? We gave him your card when he came in on Monday or Tuesday.
I fixed the mailbox on Crawford.
It might have been Crawford, yes.
Yeah, I would fix the mailbox. I
Okay,
picked it
I
up.
wasn't certain, even it sounded like it was ours, but I wasn't quite certain whether he
Yeah, probably.
He didn't know where it was.
Yeah, that stuff, that happens. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just nothing, you know.
Yeah,
It's just,
yeah, and I didn't know if it maybe had the mailbox on our property, which it was, couldn't have,
well, normally we replace them,
Okay.
but the worst problem is that some of them are so rotten that you can blow them over with your breath sometimes. You know, and they come in and they knock my mailbox down.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so
I was like, oh, take your Dave's card, talk to him.
I appreciate that. All right.
Anything else, Dave?
Well, David, how are you with your salt supply right now?
Well, we will get. I called in.
Okay.
And I hope they're hoping they get here Monday,
Okay.
because we're getting down. I ordered 180 ton, and they said 3 to 5 days, and that's been. I had a little hassle with them because they didn't have the contract, so I had to give them had to fax them the contract back, and we went around a little bit, but they said okay. Here's
We are supposed to, depends on how it comes in from the north.
I know.
In Illinois, supposed to be getting ice coming in tonight, and 7 to 8 inches of snow up north. It could filter this way.
Oh, yes.
3 inches by Sunday, or something like
Yep.
that.
You don't.
So
It just
it's gonna be
it's-
nasty over the next couple of days.
Yeah, you just don't know.
Okay.
So trucks are loaded up, and ready to go again.
Good.
The one broke down, had cricket. The springs let loose in the back on the one, and so we just took it to K&T and got it fixed.
Are you contracting any work out or in-house? Everything is in-house?
Everything's in-house
Okay.
so far. I mean, that has to be a real big one.
Okay.
We'd have to start calling it some heavy equipment. But I got the old snow plow that was on the grader. I got that retrofitted onto the big wheel loader. So all we got to do is it only takes a couple of seconds. So I'll hook the bucket and put the snow plow on, and we're ready to go with that. So.
Keep up the good work.
Good job.
Can I ask David, is there any other news about the cell phone issue since I told you?
No. Well, yeah, I talked to the policeman. Yeah, I see them once today up at the restaurant. He told me, he says, what'd you say yet? He said, yeah, he's even got it where they signed for it, and they signed it David D. I don't know. And he says, but that's as far as he's got, So.
All righty. Assessor's not here, attorney, do you have anything to report?
Nothing to report at this time.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Planning committee, no. New business.
Thank you. Fuel.
James was going to be going to Carrie Castillo Weapons place, and he was going to report on that. We have some handout he put on the table just a little bit ago.
Yeah, thanks, Don. I did attend the concealed carry workshop. It was actually a class hosted by Joliet Junior College. My purpose for going was to make absolutely sure that this new law is going to be effective January 5th, that we have a policy in place that will cover it in terms of safety at our board meetings with people carrying concealed weapons. The class was taught by the former Olympia Fields Police Department, the former chief of the Olympia Fields Police Department, and his name was Jeffrey Chudwin. Yeah. He's an attorney also. Yeah, he's an attorney also. So, but under this new Illinois Firearm Concealed Carry Act, one of the prohibited places is that it is unlawful for someone licensed to carry a weapon to knowingly carry it on or into any building or portion of a building under control of a unit of local government. So our board meetings is a prohibited site. And the only thing we need to do is post a sign. And you have a copy of it that I downloaded from the Illinois State Police website. And the cover sheet on it says that owners of any statutory prohibited area or private property, excluding residencies, where the owner prohibits the carrying of firearms, must clearly and conspicuously post an Illinois State Police approved sign in accordance with the Firearm Concealed Carry Act at the entrance of the building, premises on real property, and then it goes on further to explain the sign. The sign meets the specifications 4x6, and I think the only thing that we need to do is post it on the door, effective January 5th.
Well, we'll post it where we post our no
Well,
smoking sign.
it has to be at the entrance.
Well, this is the entrance to the building, is the entire front entrance. So if we post it on the window like we do, like that window or that window, where we like out of no smoking, wouldn't that be suffice?
I think they mean the door, at the entrance to the building. And then it has to be posted where it's very clearly identifiable. And I noticed two things. I mentioned one to Joe, is at the table, but then I didn't realize that we have the same thing for the cell phone right there. So according to the statute, it's got to be posted at the entrance to the building, and it must be posted where it's easily seen and noticed, indicating that this is a prohibited area.
So we could put a sign like on the table every week?
No.
Or every month?
No, I mean, it has to be, wherever you post it, it's got to stay there during the meetings, okay?
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Just
we
like we
post
have the
something
cell phone.
here every week,
Yeah.
right, okay. But my question is, what do you think? Joe, on putting it on the door, or can we put it on the window next to the door?
Well, I think you probably don't have to actually put it on the door, except Trustee Young is right. The statute says, signs stating that the carrying of firearms is prohibited shall be clearly and conspicuously posted at the entrance of a building, premises, or real property. So I think the idea is so that if somebody violates it, you can say that they certainly would have seen it when they walk through. So if for some reason you can't put it on the door, I think you can put it, right next to the door, so it's conspicuous.
Well, here's my question, make sure. We don't have to put the sign there, right?
No,
Because the law is the law.
well, the way the law is written, and again, Trustee Young is absolutely, he's taking all my fire away from me because he's exactly right about that. The way the statute reads, it's that it's prohibited for even a licensee to carry a weapon in any building or portion of a building under the control of a unit of local government. So it's prohibited, except when you go on to the section about the posting of the sign, it says, signs stating that the carrying of a firearm is prohibited shall be clearly and conspicuously posted at the entrance of a building, premises, or real property specified in this section as a prohibited area, unless the building or premises is a private residence. Signs shall be uniform, etc., etc. So I think
the way I understand this law, if you want to be able to enforce the rule to not have a gun in here, I think you need to post a sign.
Okay, fine, we'll put it on the front door, it shouldn't be a problem.
Won't be a problem.
Right.
In addition to, Donna, it's just my recommendation, I think you ought to put it, as people enter the meeting, they have to sign in. So a copy of it should be in that plastic envelope like you have with no cell phones, right on that table.
Rather than here? Rather
Well,
than-
if you can put it both places, because the statute says, again, it must be easily seen and noticed.
What does the sign says, no cell phones?
No, it doesn't say that.
Right here, right here. It just please turn off your cell phone.
Turn it off.
There's one there in a plastic envelope, and there's
That
one
one says no
here.
smoking.
No
So,
smoking.
Right, we do the same thing in Platt, we just have it every meeting, we put it, no guns here.
Right, front.
And if you want it on the table too, you're suggesting.
well, again, I'm just suggesting that we follow the statute. The statute says it must be posted at the entrance, and it said it must be posted where it's easily seen and noticed.
See, I don't know, I mean, this came up at a school board.
This is a prohibited site. See, a lot of people just
But
get
the
this.
school as well, right?
Yeah.
Site. So they say, well, that's in the law, because I asked the question, do we post a sign with no gun allowed? The one that you have here, this one here, we
Yeah.
post that sign.
Schools are doing it.
And they said, well,
I mean,
I'm not saying it's right. I asked the question. I said, well, the law says that they are a licensed gun owner is not to bring a gun into a public entity. So, but I hear what you're saying. But I think you said in order to enforce it, we have to have a sign, even though the law. Is that what the law is saying?
The law says also, in addition, that's what we got, signs stating that the carrying of firearms shall be clearly and conspicuously posted.
Shall, when they use the word shall, that means must, always.
see, the problem is a lot of people that's going to be applying for this concealed carry law may not educate themselves totally to the areas that are prohibited. They may know a few, but they may not know all the areas, depending upon how much training they get into. Now, they have to get into a minimum of 16 hours.
Well,
Okay.
my question is, isn't it their duty to know the law?
Of course it is, but the problem with that, Maurice, is that,
So is the no smoking. People
Yeah, right. That's it.
Cell phones too.
that's it. So they know what this means. They know what that means. So,
So,
I mean, I think it's the right thing to do, to post the signs, but I'm like, it's not a legal obligation for us to do at this point.
yeah, it
Right,
says
yes.
shall, yes, it says you shall, that's legal obligation, right?
That's the way I read it.
Right,
Where is that again?
and that's in the statute that we read from over here.
Yeah, which actually, I brought a copy of it, actually, just in case you wanted to take a look at it. This is just, the concealed carry law is actually that thick.
yeah, it's a lot of reading. Yeah, that's a lot of reading.
But this is only the portion dealing with prohibited areas, which is section 65.
Now, let me ask a question. It doesn't say, it says by anybody. How about police officers and like our sergeant from Will
Oh,
County?
they exempt.
Exception,
They exempt.
There are exceptions
They
for
exempt.
that.
Any law enforcement officer is exempt. This is only pertaining to private
For
citizens.
private citizens.
What about a security officer?
He's not exempt, okay? He's not exempt from the law. I mean, he has to follow the same rules. But see, they fall upon a different statute because the law gives them a certain amount of time to leave work and carry their weapon going home. And therefore, they're leaving home going to work. So that's a whole different issue. But again, if he's not a certified law enforcement officer, whether it's local, state, county, or federal, this law will apply to them. Those other law enforcement officers are exempt from it.
And you run into some issues with respect to the parking lot also. Because if you look on page 26 of what I handed out to you, it talks about notwithstanding subsections A, A5, A10 of the section, any licensee prohibited from carrying a concealed firearm into the parking area of a prohibited location, which is what we are, a prohibited location, specified in subsection A5, A5, A10 of this section, shall be permitted to carry a concealed firearm on or about his or her person within a vehicle into the parking area and may store a firearm or ammunition concealed in a case within a locked vehicle or locked container out of plain view within the vehicle in the parking area. So,
So they can bring it in their car into the parking lot and lock it up and they're fine.
Yeah,
But
you
they
gotta be
cannot
unloaded.
bring it into the building.
Right. You
Okay.
know, before they leave that car, it has to be unlocked. It's got to be out of sight and, of course, secured before you come in.
and you know, the other thing I was thinking about, and this is for you to discuss, I suppose, is, you know, with respect to the youth activities at Governor's State, I don't know what their policy is, because they're also a prohibited area.
It's a government entity too.
Yeah, they have to develop it because the law says that it doesn't prohibit them from developing a law for it. But see, them coming into our youth program, before we renew the next contract, you may want to talk with Governor State about that because this becomes effective January 5th.
Okay, yeah. I don't have the contract renewal tonight, so that's good. There's some issues that.
Okay.
So that we can
January
work
is
that.
good enough.
But
Great.
see, another thing too, Maurice, is that we know all the families that come there with their children. So it may not be a big issue for the next contract because you got to be at least 21 to get a license anyway. So, and this is a youth program, so it won't pertain to children.
But
But
shouldn't we just encase the manila plastic envelope with one of those signs in it and post it behind where you guys check people in?
But you won't govern state property.
Yeah, I know.
So we need to clear that with them. I would think we need to clear that with them first. You know, but again, you know, if you can't work that out with them, if that's something the Board of Trustees have not done, we know all the families coming through there. So, you know, the adults, yeah, for the adults, you know, we can find a way that we can communicate with them. So that won't be an issue. Okay? Until you able to talk with Governor State and see how they're going about doing it. The children is no problem, because, you know, I don't perceive them being a problem.
It's illegal for them to bring one in
Yeah.
there anyway, so.
So, other than posting these signs, do we need to develop an actual policy statement on this?
I don't think so. I don't think so. As long as we're in agreement with posting the sign.
Right.
The law is the law, and you can't overlook it.
We could do, maybe, we could just do a motion to say that we will follow the guidelines of the state police, or all requirements of the state police, and post signs as indicated, or something like that. We
Right.
want to put something in our record on it.
Okay.
Per statute.
Right.
Well, I move that we follow the guidelines established by the Illinois State Police in posting the sign indicating this is a prohibited area under the Concealed Carry Firearms Act, effective January 5th, 2014. That sounds good.
Is there a second? Second by Debbie. Now discussion?
Discussion, okay. That's okay, that's okay. Now, what about, you talked about
Voter.
the state.
This motion is about, I'll deal with you with Governor State.
Okay, you talked about the youth program. Is this motion just for? Is
It's
this
for Monee Township.
Monee Township or any affiliated program that we sponsor,
But
right?
that program is in a public facility that is not controlled by Monee Township. It is
Well, my
controlled by
question is,
TSU.
what if it's an activity? What if it's the seniors out at Monee Reservoir? I'm just throwing this out there.
If it's an activity
If it's an
sponsored
activity,
by us,
sure.
then I think the act does cover that.
That's all
The
I'm
act
saying.
does cover
How do
that.
we handle it?
As long as it's, excuse me, as long as it's in here though. It
Wow.
wouldn't Monee
I don't
Reservoir.
But the act does, I know what he's talking about. I think public parks is a prohibited area
Well,
also.
there's a couple of things. One, and I don't know whether there's a permit that's to be issued by the Monee or not. Any public gathering, this is on page 23, exempt or prohibited area number 10, any public gathering or special event conducted on property open to the public that requires the issuance of a permit from the unit of local government, provided this prohibition shall not apply to a licensee who must walk through a public gathering in order to access his or her residence. That's one thing that applies sometimes, I think, in some of this. But then there's also a provision dealing with Park District property. There's 13.
Playground, any public.
Yeah, any playground. Number 12 and 13.
13.
Public playground, any public park, athletic area, or athletic facility under the control of the municipality or park district, provided nothing in this section shall prohibit a licensee from carrying a concealed firearm while on a trail or bikeway if only a portion of the trail or bikeway includes a public park.
So that public park will fall up under Will County.
Right,
It's a
it's not
prohibited
under,
area.
it's not under the control of us. We
No,
just
They're
have
not under control.
participants undergoing
But if
activities.
it's a program that we sponsor there, we got to be in agreement with Will County.
Yeah, that's what I was.
I think the motion that's on the floor probably should be that you're going to follow the provisions of the concealed carry law with respect to Monee Township property. I think that'd be the easiest way
And
of
cover it.
make it clear at least for
So
that.
just add to the motion then with respect to Monee Township property. Is that
Right.
correct? You got that, Bobby?
I think so.
So we don't have to amend the motion, do we? Or is it-
Well, I can rephrase it.
Yeah.
Shall I rephrase it?
If you want to make it.
I move that we follow the guidance, follow the provisions of the Illinois Concealed Carry Act and the guidelines of the Illinois State Police in regards to Monee Township property.
And post.
And post the sign that is recommended by the Illinois State Police, designate Monee Township property as a prohibited site effective January 5th, 2014.
Is the seconder? No.
I think we discussed.
No further discussion, then, and you're set with that, and you have that on tape so you can look at it, Bobby? All right, then we can do a roll call vote.
Trustee Brown,
Yes.
trustee Burgess,
Yes.
trustee Young,
Yes.
supervisor Levin.
Yes.
And Donna, one of the things is that this sign does meet the specifications, it must be 4x6. I took this directly off the website of the State Police. You
Can
got
we
two
cut
copies.
the excess white paper
Yeah,
off?
well, you can't.
So that we
Actually,
have
it's
it
just
on
this
there,
sign right here.
because we
The
don't
black is the border.
Actually, we obtained some down at the conference. They gave us I got maybe 20 of those.
You do?
The legal size, and bring it with me. Bobby, did you get any at the conference? Maybe, I did.
I didn't get it.
Okay, all you need to do is just cut along the black
It's
border.
basically the same.
Because it's supposed to be 4x6. Yeah.
Because we don't want to block the sunlight anywhere that we have a lot of
I
the.
have about, I believe,
Yeah.
quite a few, and I don't think it's paper, I think it's plastic or some kind.
Well,
It's
bring it-
flexible.
Bring three in. We need
Okay,
three.
I'm almost done.
You know, I guess I'm thinking also that, like for employees, that you like to give an interest.
I just thinking about
Hey, but you're not packing, are you?
Any of your workers back?
it.
So it'd be really any building, any entrance to the building.
So then we need to put one on that door. People sometimes come in there for senior events, and we need to put down and for, well, nobody comes in Bobby's door.
No, but it's usable. It is used.
Yeah, but nobody comes in it, so it's locked from the inside.
1, 2,
Right.
3, but how many doors you want? 2 or 3? 2.
Two more, yeah.
So we need 4.
The other one we're gonna
Plus the signs on the table and a sign for here.
6.
So you can just, until we get you the other one, you can just,
We
you
can
know,
post these.
yeah, you can just Xerox and color,
Okay.
cut it around the borders.
All right, we're set on that. The next is the 2014 scheduled meeting and holiday dates. It's required by law to post these or put them in the newspaper. They'll also be on our website also. Everything will be set on that. So we just need a motion to approve the schedule of public meetings.
Have a motion to approve the schedule of public meeting for 2014.
Okay?
I got a
And
nice,
Louise?
sorry.
Is that a second? Somebody?
Second.
Seconded by James. Okay.
Any vote?
For discussion, roll call vote then.
Brown?
Yes.
Trustee Burgess? Trustee Young?
Yes.
Supervisor Devlin?
Yes, okay. Next, we got a letter from requesting that we send a letter to Will County. It was from some lady who said that 9 months ago she started an endeavor to get the open burning ordinance changed in Will County because of different air quality problems. It says after 9 months, the Health and Welfare Committee passed a new version of the ordinance, and it's attached, and sent it to the board for a vote. Unfortunately, the board tabled it and put it back to committee to seek out the opinions of all the townships. Now, we have not received anything from any committee asking us our opinions on that. So she's asking us to send a letter to them, or to contact Mr. Babbage, Chair of the Health and Welfare Committee of Will County, and tell him that we are in favor of the change, or if we're not in favor, tell him why. But if she would like to see us be in favor of this more limiting burning ordinance, and just send a letter or a email or something to them telling them how we feel. So, did everybody get a chance to kind of read about this?
Yeah, burn the leaves.
Yeah, I know that if Terry were here, and I don't know if she is tonight, she would be for it, because when we were coming back from the conference, we were going through some areas where there were burning leaves, and she's very asthmatic, and she's like, oh my God, I don't know why they allow them to burn leaves.
No, I agree. Because not only are they burning leaves, they're taking advantage of that and burning other things. So, and it permeates neighborhoods.
It does.
It does. So I'm for it.
And it's limited, it's not like they're saying you can't, it just has to be within so many, they've changed it, so there's just differences in, whether it's 50 feet, it's now I think 100 feet, and there's just different things that have been changed in the ordinance itself. So, I guess, do we need a motion so that I can go ahead and just send a note saying that the township is in favor of the changes to that ordinance, and to please get it back out of committee and give it to the Will County Board to vote on?
I think you should have
Okay.
a motion authorizing the supervisor to issue a letter of support for the modification.
Okay. All right, is there a motion to that effect?
I move that we authorize the supervisor to write a letter on behalf of Monee Township to support the support the Will County ordinance regarding open burning of leaves and nuisance fires.
The modifications.
Modifications to the ordinance. Can you repeat it, Brian?
Yeah, please.
I move that we authorize our supervisor to write a letter to Will County in support of the modification to the open burning or nuisance fires ordinance.
Second.
Okay, I move the second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Trustee Burgess?
Yes.
Trustee Young?
Yes.
Supervisor Devlin?
Yes. Thank you. Okay, the next thing is just more of an FYI. About every 3 years, we look at our auditors. We've kept auditors as 3 to 6 years, but every 3 years we do go out with a letter asking them to send in proposals. And so we did send out 5 letters to auditors. One's already replied that Mr. Hoffman, that he doesn't do auditing work, so that's fine. We've included our present auditors because, as I said, we sometimes keep auditors for 6 years. But we will come back and we've asked them to reply to us by January 30th. So this will be in the February packet when we do that. So that was just for your information, anything else. Okay, old business. Our dial ride, there's no action item on that. Things seem to be working well. We take care of problems as they come up and talk with Wendy, but there's no big problems. I called her and said, we have a ridership for November, and she said Pace doesn't have to get back to them for 45 days after the end of the month. So that means that when she gets the ridership report and she gets the billing, then she will send it to us and she will, so that's going to be probably a January thing that we see. But at this point in time, we're not paying them until we actually get a bill to Will County, and when we get that bill, we'll be paying Will County. Okay, project reports. Youth Committee, Mr. Brown.
We just concluded our 2013 Youth Committee activities at GSU, and we are in the process of trying to garnish another contract with them. However, they are soon to begin renovating their entire basketball gym, starting sometime in the January timeframe. And it's going to go all the way up until mid-March. Mid-March.
And that's the gym?
That's the gym. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that takes a lot of our basketball.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot, right. And there are some provisions that they want to implement in the contract as far as how we will conduct ourselves with the new floor and things like that. Because, again, they are going to a 4-year university, and they are going to be having a team, a basketball team, to represent Governor State. So, yeah, in some capacity. I don't know exactly what, but in some capacity. So we could begin with using the remaining provisions starting January 18th or thereafter until the end of May. So again, we need to put some language in there, or they need to give us some language what they want in the contract as it relates to what they want us to do or not to do relating to the floor of the gym. In addition to the gun issue, the concealed weapon issue, that we want to have some type of language in there. So.
Okay, well, we won't make any plans for having anything in January. We usually don't anyway. We start usually February.
Okay, yeah, I'm good with that. But I did talk to a few parents last Sunday, and they said they want to continue using other activities like the weight room and things like that. So I'd like to continue on with that.
In the swimming pool?
In the swimming
Right.
pool.
The
So,
racquetball court?
yeah.
But I would still say we wait till, don't have any start date until February.
Right.
Because we have
So
to meet
February.
in January and
So that give us
negotiate.
chance, and Willie, you can probably send a letter out to the members saying that we will kick it off in February, maybe the first Sunday in
Will
February.
the contract be ready by January 4th, right?
The contract will be ready. Yeah.
Once we have the contract and we've agreed on it, then maybe we'll send a letter in January at that time, or send
Okay,
a
we
flyer,
can send
right?
it.
Schedule.
With the schedule on it.
Schedule.
We can hold on. We can hold on.
But we will wait until the board meeting in January. Okay, do anything on that?
So, and also we had,
Wait a minute, is that gonna be enough time for, by the time you get it, is there gonna be enough time for Joe to proof it? If you get it to him, I mean, I don't know how soon you're gonna get it, if he can prove it before the board.
I can get it to them over next week.
Yeah, we will need it for the packet, you
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
for at least the
absolutely.
January packet. So
Yeah, they
then
was-
he has a week to look it over.
Yeah, if you can email it to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter, I told him hold off today, we was talking today, a lot today, try to, bum rush it and get it completed by today. I said, no, let's take a step back and look at it. So I can get something to you, maybe, before the end of the year.
Now, they know what they want us to do and not to do on the new floor before it's even installed?
That's still,
Okay.
yeah, it's left
I
for
mean, what were
interpretation.
you doing to it before that
It's
caused
a
them
different
concern?
type. No, it's a wooden floor they're gonna put down now.
What is it now?
It's kind of a rubber-based floor.
Okay.
So it took a lot more abuse than a wooden floor. So, basketball players, hey, you scratched my floor. So they're just gonna have another level of caution. That's
So
all.
they have to.
It might be something like, you can't come in there
No
with
street shoes.
Or
floor
street shoes on,
floors and
right?
things like
Right.
that. Yeah.
Street shoes, I can see that. That's
Yeah.
right.
Things like that. So I said, hold off. They want to talk in-house and try to come up with some language to put in a contract to
Can you
have us
find out
guide.
when you talk to them if the pool tables are still off limits?
I think we're going to crank up a few more activities while that basketball court is off limits. We had someone said that they would come in and teach racquetball lessons and things like that, so I need to get in contact with that.
Did you
young
talk
lady.
to her?
I haven't, as of
Okay.
yet. She's hot on the list to
I'll
do.
take that class myself.
And also we had Trina Deutsch come in. We met the other day. We talked with Willa, myself, and my daughter. I need to get those minutes together. That we had a meeting just this past Wednesday. And Katrina brought a very interesting proposal to us as far as doing some type of drug prevention and things like that. And she was looking to possibly use the township building here to accommodate some of her activities. And I think this is something that we can incorporate into our youth program as far as just what she's looking to do. I can bring the write-up. I don't know if you still have it. Did you get a copy?
But is it something that you think
I want
the youth that would come on a Sunday night would want to, or is that
It's-
too much like school?
It's a possibility. It is. It was very positive how she was what she was presenting to us. And, you know, at some point she's going to come to Sunday night activities and garnish some of those youth and talk to them. So I think it's very positive. So we kind of stepping outside or thinking outside the box when we talk about using the facilities. I think that's something that we could definitely look at.
Dad, I was supposed to be at that meeting too, but I was so tired. I went home with the intentions of just laying down for a couple of hours and coming to meet.
So it's going to be a little bit, you know, it's going to be something that she's going to be funded by an outside entity to do, but it can be incorporated under the youth. So it's not like something we want to have done right now.
'Cause I was.
We need to, no, we just definitely need
And
to
we need a
better
lot more,
educate.
we need a lot more
Yeah, we need to
information.
better educate the board on this,
Once
but
we
I
get a
just
lot more
want to feel.
information.
I thought it was a good idea for the youth program. I was supposed to attend the meeting, but I went home just to lay down for a couple of hours and wake up. I slept. When I woke up, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Tired.
But yeah, I think it's a good idea. Dave, you let her know that, I mean, I just slept through the meeting, but I thought it was a beautiful idea for the program.
Yeah, she was supposed to come tonight, but
Yeah, I told her to come tonight. So
she got a different office.
I don't want to steal her glory, but I wanted to get it out to the board.
Yeah, I know,
Let the
that's
board
right,
know.
that's good.
I told her if she can come and make it and she can speak a little bit on it. But she said she wants to join the youth committee. She has a lot to offer, a lot to bring to the table. I just thought and it goes with what she's presenting is under our mission statement, our goals and all of that. So it's not nothing that we're trying to invent the wheel on. Okay? And one other thing, there's an opportunity, I'm not saying that it's going to come to fruition, but there's an opportunity somewhere down the road, possibly, that I'm really thinking outside the box here, that the old high school could be at liberty to be demolished. It's just throwing it out there. It's still yet to be determined how we're going to go about that. But there's also an opportunity for us to probably capture that facility and use it as some capacity, even though it's outside of the township, to use it as some type of building for Monee Township, even / Creek Township, or joint venture of some capacity. And I'm really thinking my wheels are spinning. I've been working on some things behind the scenes. So I want to at least, hearing it from the board, an opportunity to further bring information back on a potential proposal to capture that building in some capacity for the youth.
We can't afford it.
No.
Just right off the top of my head, I can just tell you that, even if they give it to us for $1, we cannot afford that building. That building is old. It's had asbestos problems in the past. It's way too big for anything that the township can do, besides the fact that we have absolutely no money to go into it and maintain it or do anything with it. So, I mean, I would say that if we don't have an instructor or facility manager, we just are too small.
Let me present a proposal. I understand the money issues. I understand the limitations.
You know my feelings on it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying I do not want to not take advantage. If it's something that we can use, that's not going to have a burden on the township in any capacity, I think it's something we should look at.
How could something like that not have a burden on the township? because it's an old building, it would need upkeep, it would need maintenance, it would need a staff, I mean, we don't have that.
Can I at least bring some type of proposal?
You
to
can
say
bring
that
it,
if-
I'm just saying, bring it to the board.
I mean,
because
it'd be
it's just-
really silly for me to proceed ahead if it will bring a hardship. I'm saying without, I know a little bit of, no disrespect to you, Supervisor, I think I know a little bit more what's going on behind the building just because of the position I'm in, that's all. And I'm just saying that there's an opportunity, that's all.
That's an opportunity, and then the second part, it is not in Monee Township. She said you might be able to do a joint venture, but I'm not even certain that it's something that Creek Township would want to even pursue.
They may not.
So,
They may not.
and because it's not in our township and it's located really in
Does,
Creek.
okay,
Yeah.
I'll ask, and Joe probably can answer. Just because the facility is not in our township, does that limit us? Is the go, no-go?
Well,
Yeah,
I have to know a lot more about the plan, except the one thing I will say, and you're saying joint venture, I mean, yeah, there are opportunities for, intergovernmental agreements. Again, I'm speculating, I'm really speculating now. If Creek Township had some kind of a plan and they wanted assistance from Monee Township, and there was an intergovernmental agreement.
I haven't even talked to Creek.
I
I
mean-
haven't even talked to them. I'm just,
I don't
you know.
I don't
Good luck. We can't
think Monee Township could reach out to deal with the property outside of the township unless the township within which the property is somehow got involved with an intergovernmental agreement with us. I mean, other than that, I don't think we could, I don't think Monee Township on its own could go out and acquire some type of an interest and use the building outside of the township unless that township was part of the deal.
Understood.
I mean, that's the way I'd be kind of just initially thinking about it.
And
Make it work.
let me tell you my experience so far with Creek Township. Creek Township with the dial-a-ride program, they have, they're not joining in right now because they're getting more aging money through Washington Township. And, they really, they're not looking to expand many areas. And I just would be very surprised if they would even want to do it.
Again, you look at all three villages within our township, or three and a half, if you count Park Forest. There's nothing for the youth. Creek doesn't have anything. University Park, for all practical purposes, don't have anything. Monee do not have anything. So here's a huge opportunity that we knock down the barriers, not saying that this is why we can't do it, but figure out ways how we can say this is how we could do it. So,
But
I'm willing to put in the energy to make things happen. That's
Maurice, our budget that we get in every year, we have $500,000 barely that comes in from taxpayers' money.
Understood.
It has to pay for all the salaries, it has to pay for our complete budget, our activities that we have right now. I just do not see now, or in the foreseeable future, where we could possibly even think about affording something like that. We just are a tiny little bucket here, we don't
agree.
have that money.
I agree, we have no funding for, expending additional money towards that. All I'm saying is, I would like to, from the pleasure of the board, to at least go out there and put some energy to say, you know what, here's where a grant can come from. This is how much the bills is paid. This is how much lights and utility are being expended right now. This is something that we can possibly do. I know that, but I would like to hear from the pleasure of the board that, hey, go for it, Mo. There's nothing to lose here. We have nothing to lose to bring back a proposal of something. Again, this is, nothing has been decided from the school board. Nothing has been decided, but I would like to present to the school board because they conduct a feasibility study on how they're going to do this and this and that. And I would like this to be part of it. At least, hey, we have an interest to present to the school board as well.
Well, I think before
Nothing's written down. No.
before we
nothing
even
is-
think about proposals, you need to get the, pulse of what Creek Township thinks about, because as Joe said, we cannot instigate this.
Sure. But again, here's an opportunity to break down some barriers. If there are, we know that. But yeah, I would like to, again, hearing from the pleasure of the board, be able to go over to Creek Township. If you guys say, you know what, Now, leave it alone.
I'm
I'll
saying
stop
it
right here.
myself.
Well,
because we
Maurice,
just-
I'm sitting here listening, and, I've always admired your vision for things, okay? But, I'm gonna have to side with Dr. Listen, okay? That's an enormous responsibility, okay? I really do. Now, in terms of the youth housing program, every one of those villages that you mentioned has got a Parks and Recs department, okay? Now, I think if we're gonna do something like that, it needs to be on, I think, first of all, we can look at expanding the GSU program, but we need more volunteers because the stress that's placed on me, you, and Dr. And now that we've got Norma on board, that helps. But still, we need more active parent participation to help us supervise. Now, we can look at that in terms of expansion. The other thing I think that even if you want to pursue this idea, I think we need to look in the boundaries of Monee Township. Okay, if we have the money, if we can get some grant money. And if you're thinking about grant money to alleviate the expense on the township, you got to get somebody that's going to research it. That's time consuming. They got to write it. That's time consuming.
Or costly.
Okay, yeah, but they have to do it on a volunteer basis or a brief stipend, if the board agrees to it. But you're talking about something long term, the next 4 or 5 years. The current board may not be in place in the next election. So now, those are a lot of other factors involved that we have to compensate for. Like I said, I always admired your vision for things to do for others. But I think we're going to have to, you can go out and do the proposal. I don't have a problem with it. I'll read it. But, I just think that it's a little bit too much for the township. What's your thought there?
Oh, I can't answer.
No, you can't.
Did anybody on my side? Ask Joe.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I got defeated again. Let the record be known.
Okay, we do admire your vision.
In your big heart.
That's right.
Yes.
Your
you
desire
have a
to do
big
for
heart,
others.
and
I've
that's
always
great.
admired that about
But,
you,
when you win that next Meg Million,
I'll
And
never
you
win
need to
it
be
if I don't
selected from
play.
the staff that you choose so you can get the job done.
okay, does we have anything on going green?
I think I'm moving about that.
All right, and let's go into the trustees audit of accounts. I'll send it this way. We're doing the audit of accounts from November 22nd through December 19th. A total of $76,235.84. Is that on this way for signature? Is there a motion to approve the audit of accounts? Moved by Debbie.
Second.
Second by James. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Brown? Yes. Trustee Burgess?
Yes.
Trustee Young?
Yes.
Supervisor Leonard?
Yes. Okay. Are there any board comments?
I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Yes.
I can speak now.
Yes. Okay, and I have the same thing. Please, I brought all these cookies. I want everybody to stay, have a cup of coffee, have some cookies, have some fudge. I baked my little fingers and bones, and it's all very good. So please help yourself. Have a happy, safe holiday. We're almost into a new year, and I think we have really done a lot as a township this year, and even though we can't be quite as visionary as Maurice would like, I think we've done a lot with the little bit of money we do have between our dial-a-ride program and with the new program that we have. I think we're just actually doing very, very well with the little bit of money we've got. So I thank everybody for that, and have a happy holiday.
And from me to our public, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Monee Township. Have a blessed new year and enjoy. God is good.
Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Moved by Maurice, second. Second by Debbie. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Trustee Burgess?
Yes.
Trustee Young?
Yes.
Supervisor Leonard?
Yes. Hey Jeff, how you doing?
I'm good.